Okay, so I just wanted to show you a little bit about my amazing evening out catfishing. But first, before I show you the videos, I'm going to show you a little bit of what I was using. So really, I'm just using an egg sinker. Okay, I don't go more than an ounce with my egg sinkers. It just, for where I'm fishing, more than an ounce is way too much. Okay, so I think I'm just using a half an ounce egg sinker when I was fishing. Okay, and then I go with a swivel, and I just when I go with the swivel, I just want to make sure it's big enough that the egg sinker can't slip over it. I've done it to where the swivel was just too small, egg sinker slipped on it and just caused all sorts of problems. So make sure that the swivel is big enough, keep the egg sinker from slipping too far, but you got to let it slide on the line. Then I just use a pre-threaded, pre-tied hook setup. I generally go with the Eagle Claw, and the reason why I get the pre-lined is because frankly I'm lazy and I don't want to tie my own line, even though I do it all the time. Okay, and so then I go from anywhere from a number size 9 bait hook to number 2. Okay, again, the size of the hook is based on the size of the fish you're going to catch, and so it really doesn't matter except for the fish that you're trying to target. And I was just using anything because I was trying to catch fish to show you how well this rig works. Now the bait I'm using, I'm just using night crawlers. I provide my own night crawlers. That's just simply how I am. I like to get my own bait. Okay, so the rig will look a lot like this. Okay, there we go. Now it's in camera. Pretty simple. Okay, now I'm going to show you what kind of fish we're catching, and it was awesome. I timed it. On average, the fish were biting within 2 minutes the line hit the water. Now it's time to show you what we were catching.
Okay, so I just wanted to show you about how fast these fish were biting right here. Okay, so right here I just baited my hook. I'm getting ready to cast out. And here I go, and the line's out. And so when I'm casting about halfway into this river right here. Something I forgot to mention too, when I'm catfishing, I like to use a bell. Just a little $2 bell, it doesn't matter. Like sometimes your Christmas bells will even work better. And I just attach it on the rod so that way, once line's out, I can just sit back, relax, and talk with my friends, just enjoy life, and that way if the fish bites, I can hear it before it takes the rod. If you watch the time too, the movie's gonna skip, but if you watch the time, it's only 2 minutes before this fish bites. And right here's where he bites, and I get ready, and he goes, and I got him, set the hook. Honestly, I thought I had ripped the hook out of his mouth, I set so hard. But he was still on there, and he was a good little fighter. For the size of fish, you're going to see the size of the fish, but for the size of fish here, they fight really good for their size. And he's just a little catfish. We were just catching little guys, but if you notice the time, that was quick. 2 minutes, honestly, for catfishing is fast action. Or catching fish that size. And right there, my other rod just barely got hit. It was like this all night. I'd reel in a fish, the other rod would get hit. Or I'd reel in a fish and my dad's line would get hit. I mean, my dad was fishing with me, so we had 4 rods out there, and we were just getting hit. Right here is where I actually caught a double, both my own rod. So the one I'm reeling in right now, I got a hit on that rod, and I reeled it in, and the other one got a ginormous hit. And so there was nothing on the one rod, so I just let it sit about 3 feet out, and this bass hits it. 15-inch bass, 1 pound 9 ounces, like it's 3 feet away from us, and it's shallow water. I was really impressed, and for where I'm fishing, that's a big bass. Okay, and then I go back to this other fish that's on this rod. Luckily, he didn't take my rod out, which I was impressed. And yet he's still fighting really, really hard. I'm telling you, this was fun. and it was just a carp. But to be honest, I love catching carp for the fact that they are fighters. People argue that they don't like carp and don't like carp fishing, but it is some of the best fishing I've ever had. Yes, you can eat them. I have eaten them. They're just fine. But they're not a native to Idaho, which is where I'm fishing here. So now I'm just showing you just little clips of the fish I'm catching. Just little catfish. I have caught a 7-pound catfish out of here. 12-pound catfish have come out of here. And so it's not uncommon to catch a big catfish. Well, at least 7-pound catfish. But right now this is what we're catching. And right here, and ouch, there he goes. That was probably the biggest fish. He was the one pulling the hardest, and the hook just rips right out of his mouth and